Breaking news. Biafran agitators fume as U.S. ambassador meets leadership of Fũļáñí herdsmen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, lovers of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform. Do not forget that this is Let's Talk TV, and here we make sure we give you all updated news and information as it happen for Biafran territory. So make sure you share our videos to as many groups, to as many platforms as possible. Now let us go straight up to this issue, because a lot is actually trending in Biafran territory, and this one, Masob has actually come out to speak concerning the move by the U.S. ambassador to meet the leadership of the Fũļáñí herdsmen. And without wasting time, let us go straight up to this one. The movement of the actualization of sovereign state of Biafra, Masob has condemned the recent meeting between the United States ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Richard M. Mills Jr., and members of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN. Report indicated that Mills on Monday met with the leadership of MACBAN over the lingering security crisis in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. The meeting also aimed at finding opportunities to peacefully resolve the prolonged conflict between herders and farmers. Reacting to the report, Masob, in a statement issued by his leader, Comrade Uchenna Mado, expressed concern regarding the implication of the meeting for Nigeria's social fabric and the ongoing issues surrounding ethnic tension in the country. According to the Biafran agitators, the meeting constitutes a troubling endorsement of the Fũļáñí herdsmen, who have been widely involved in mass spying, violent conflicts, and land snatching across Nigeria. By engaging with these Fũļáñí terrorists, leaders, the U.S. have inadvertently legitimized illegal action that have caused suffering and displacement for numerous communities, particularly in the Middle Belt and beyond. The meeting raises significant concern for the safety, security of the Igbo communities and other ethnic groups who have been victims of Fũļáñí herdsmen, mass killing, and violence. Masob interpreted the meeting of U.S. ambassador with Miyetti Allah as diplomatic support for the Fũļáñí agenda of illegal occupation of indigenous citizens' lands, which may further marginalize other ethnic groups and escalate existing grievances. The meeting has the potential to exacerbate ethnic tension in a country already rife with division and conflict. Such diplomatic engagement can send a message that certain groups are favored over others, increasing the likelihood of violence and unrest among competing ethnic factions. Masob calls for a reevaluation of diplomatic strategies that prioritize dialogue with groups implicated in violence against innocent civilians. We advocate for a balanced approach that fosters peace and unity among all ethnic indigenous communities. Now, it is as if our people, are not really getting the point here. They are not really getting the point that the Fulanis own the zoo. That is why I get very angry when, instead of this so-called, in quote, Biafran group that has fallen out, instead of them to be focused in actualizing and getting the freedom of Biafra, they are busy still ranting and talking about Fũļáñí, knowing fully well that Fũļáñí are the owner of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom. That is why no matter what the herders does in the zoo, they will always favor them. Now, the U.S. ambassador is now having meeting with the same group of people, terrorists in quote, that has been invading land, causing all kind of tension and buying innocent people in Biafran land and other parts of Middle Belt and beyond. Yet, they have failed to also speak concerning the injustices being meted on Biafra, especially the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. It is high time our people, stop this rubbish. It is high time, we take our mind off this so-called entity. It is high time we understand that we are alone in this struggle. They must understand this, and that is why they must do the needful. So, you've actually seen it that international communities, when we say that international communities are the ones equipping these terrorists, making them to, do what they are doing in Biafran land. It's not as if we're saying it, for just saying sake. We are saying it because of the fact that we know with evidences, that they are the ones who are fostering and pushing for these terrorism, this level of terrorism that we are experiencing in Biafran land. It's as simple as that. Now, let us go into other issue that needs to be addressed as quickly as possible. We've heard a lot of news, a lot of issues about Ibrahim Traore getting involved in the freedom of Biafra. How true is that? I want you to watch this video, to the end, and we will analyze afterwards.
There's no friend of Nigeria that has been stronger in its condemnation of the violence of Boko Haram and Boko Haram's contempt for human life than the United States. We have labeled Boko Haram since 2013 a foreign terrorist organization, a designation that was designed to block Boko Haram from carrying out any asset transfers to the United States, allows us to arrest and seize members of Boko Haram, and allows us to cooperate in investigations with the Nigerian government. We, I can assure you, have policies and procedures in place to ensure that USAID funding, any of our assistance funding, whether it comes from USAID, the Department of Defense, the State Department, is not diverted to a terrorist group like Boko Haram. There's absolutely no evidence that I have seen that has occurred. And certainly if we ever had evidence presented to us that a program funding was being diverted to Boko Haram, we would immediately investigate along with our Nigerian partners. And so I just want to be clear that when it comes to Boko Haram, the United States stands with Nigeria in wanting to rid this country of the scourge that organization represents.
A lot of interesting and a lot of groundbreaking events has unfolded in Finland just yesterday. Yes, just in case you don't know, in our previous video released a couple of hours back, we made mention of the fact that Ibrahim Traore, the leader of Burkina Faso, has ordered the immediate release of Simon, a man held in Kilamakoski Correctional Center. Yes, but as we speak, a lot of interesting event has unfolded. First off, some officers representing Ibrahim Traore traveled to Finland yesterday being the 28th of April of 2025. These officers were representing Ibrahim Traore. When these officers arrived in Finland, they moved straight to Helsinki. They moved straight to the embassy of Burkina Faso, situated in Helsinki, Finland. Showing right now on your screen is a quick description of the meeting held in the embassy of Burkina Faso, situated in Helsinki. Yes, so when these officers representing Ibrahim Traore arrived in Helsinki, Finland, they were greeted by some top individuals and politicians domiciled in the Finnish political sense. After meeting with these officers, they had a quick meeting where they discussed the relationship, the bilateral relationship between Burkina Faso and Finland, and also Mr. Simon's case was discussed, stating categorically that Ibrahim Traore wants the immediate release of Simon, a man held in Kilamakoski Correctional Center. Yes, these officers representing Ibrahim Traore also informed the Finnish authorities that Ibrahim Traore, the leader of Burkina Faso, will cut off any form of trade between Burkina Faso and Finland if Mr. Simon is not released immediately. Yes, some might wonder what effect will Burkina Faso have on Finland if they cut off any form of economic transactions. Well, showing right now on your screen is a quick breakdown of the money sent into Finland from Burkina Faso in the year of 2024. As you can see, a lot of millions of dollars, even entering billions of dollars, have been sent from Burkina Faso to Finland for different goods and services. Showing right now on your screen, it's a quick description. So as you can see, Finland are benefiting from Burkina Faso, and that is why Ibrahim Traore has threatened to cut off any form of economic transactions or bilateral trade between these two countries if Simon is not released immediately. But then, the individuals representing Finland and its Finnish authorities made a very strong statement that created a lot of controversies and a lot of chaos. Yes, these individuals representing Finland told Ibrahim Traore's officers that the Fũļáñí District Court has enlisted 5 conditions that Mr. Simon, together with his lawyer in the person of Carl Gumerus, must meet before Simon will be granted a tentative bail. Yes, just in case you don't understand, the government of Finland has enlisted 5 conditions that will be met before bail will be granted to Simon. As we speak, Mr. Simon, through his lawyer, has agreed to 3 of these conditions. Showing right now on your screen is a listing of these conditions. And as we speak, Simon has agreed to the number 5, number 4, and number 3 of this listing. But then, these officers representing Ibrahim Traore did some quick negotiations with the Finnish delegates. They had a quick negotiations and they've come to a conclusion that Simon will or must meet or agree to 4 conditions out of 5. And as we speak, they are trying to convince Mr. Simon to somehow, some way, call off the sit-at-home that has been observed in the southeastern region of Nigeria. Yes, just in case you don't know, every Monday in the southeastern region of Nigeria, a civil disobedience known as sit-at-home is being imposed or observed in that region, where workers, students, mothers, fathers, kids must remain in their homes from 6 a.m. up until 6 p.m. every single Monday. Yes, so as we speak, the Finnish authorities want Mr. Simon to call off that sit-at-home, that every Monday individuals are free to do whatever they want to do, go to their working place, go to churches, go to schools, and so on and so forth. Yes, so the Finnish authorities want Mr. Simon to come on air and call off the sit-at-home. Interestingly, the delegates from Burkina Faso reached out to Simon's lawyer, and based off some info released, it seems like Mr. Simon is willing and ready to call off the sit-at-home in Nigeria, because the sit-at-home is not helping nobody. It's not helping the Southeasterners. It's not helping the government of Finland. It's not helping the government of Nigeria. But then as we speak, one lady, a lady known as Ngozi Orabueze, who happens to be the DPM, the Deputy Prime Minister of the USB movement, was informed about the decision of Simon where he wants to call off the sit-at-home. And Ngozi Orabueze isn't happy with that particular move. She's not happy with Simon. She's not happy with Carl Gumerus, the lawyer representing him in the court of law, and she's not happy with that particular move to call off the sit-at-home in the southeastern region of Nigeria. Yes, so for a better picture and for a clearer understanding, take a look at a tweet coming from Ngozi Orabueze that was released yesterday, being the 28th of April of 2025. This tweet reads, breaking April 28th of 2025. The voluntary Monday sit-at-home continues in the whole of the USB state. The people have, through this referendum statement declaration in Finland on November of 29th, 2024, self-referendum where over 50 million USB voted, taking their country back. And when you take a look at the highlighted parts of this tweet, it states, Simon and Kanu cannot control this USB people's resolution. So when you take a look at this highlighted part of our tweet, if you take a look at it on a very first glance, you will be able to understand what is currently going on behind the scenes. Yes, she's stating categorically that Simon and Kanu cannot control the USB people when it comes to this particular resolution of Monday sit-at-home. Meaning that even if Mr. Simon comes out on air and tell the whole Igbo land to call off the sit-at-home on Monday, that particular statement from Simon will not be implemented in the southeastern region of Nigeria because they cannot control the USB peoples and its resolution. Yes, As you can see, things are getting very, very exciting. Ngozi Orabueze, the DPM, the Deputy Prime Minister, isn't happy with the fact that Mr. Simon will call off the sit at home very, very soon before he can be granted bail, because the government of Finland have chosen that he must meet to 4 out of the 5 conditions stipulated on this list showing right now on your screen. This is going to be a very, very interesting one. But as we speak, the officers representing Ibrahim Traore are still in Finland. They are still in Helsinki, probably, but they are still in Finland for sure. In the following days, they're going to have a series of conversations. They're going to still meet with individuals, top individuals in Finland, so as to see how they can better the relationship between Burkina Faso and Finland, and also somehow, some way, influence Mr. Simon together with his lawyer, Carl Gumeros, to meet with this particular condition by going to any Finnish media or media outlet or publication, make a video telling the whole Southeasterners to call off the Monday sit at home and work as regular. Yes, this is going to be a very, very interesting one, and we can't wait to see how all of these things would end, or how it is going to even start. Yes, but as we speak, Mr. Simon's health over the past couple of months has been deteriorating in the Kilimanjaro Correctional Center. Yes, and at some point, Mr. Simon was rushed out of Kilimanjaro Center to a medical facility situated outside the correctional center. Yes, this particular briefing or news has been made private over the past couple of months. They don't want people to know that Simon is actually very, very sick, treating a very severe heart condition. Yes, anyways, in our previous video, in one of our videos, we exposed and explained how Simon was rushed out of Kilimanjaro Correctional Center in an ambulance to a different medical center still in the Kilimanjaro village region. Yes, in our previous video, we exposed every single thing that you need to know and understand. In that video, you get to see the sickness Simon is currently treating. You get to see how bad this particular illness is to him and his well-being. If you want to watch that video and get full updates for yourself, if you want to watch the video and see how Simon was rushed out of Kilimanjaro, we have a video showing right now on your screen. So click on this video to watch and understand. Click on this particular video showing right now on your screen, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching. The president of one of the most fearless countries in the continent of Africa has done something that nobody was expecting at this point in time, not even Bola Ahmed Tinubu or the president of Finland in the person of Alexander Stubb. Yes, the president of Burkina Faso in the person of Captain Ibrahim Traore has surprised the whole wide world this morning when he came out to publicly show love and support for Mr. Simon, a man held in Kilimanjaro Correctional Center. Captain Ibrahim Traore did not even stop there. This man has promised to travel to Finland and visit Mr. Simon in his correctional center. Well, just in case you don't know who Ibrahim Traore is, showing right now on your screen, it's a brief and basic description of who this man is. You can pause this part of the video and see things for yourself. Yes, so Captain Ibrahim Traore has promised to visit Mr. Simon and also promised to support the USB movement in all ramifications. So the question here is, how did this get to the table of Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso? How did he get to know about Simon and the USB struggle? Well, in this video, we shall be disclosing, exposing, and also analyzing every single details and data that you need to know at this point in time. So the question here is, how did Ibrahim Traore get to know about Simon and the USB struggle? Well, Ngozi Orabueze, who happens to be the Deputy Prime Minister of the USB movement, and Ibrahim Traore have been in constant communication. Yes, over the past couple of months, Ngozi Orabueze have emailed, texted, and DM'd Ibrahim Traore explaining how Nigeria, together with Finland, are holding Simon in a correctional center in Finland unjustly. Yes, and these guys have tried to keep their communication in private. Showing right now on your screen is a clear confirmation that Ngozi Orabueze and Captain Ibrahim Traore have been in constant communication, but they have kept their interaction in private. But things leaked this morning. Yes, showing right now on your screen is the official Twitter page or the official X page of Ibrahim Traore. As you can see, he has over 256,000 followers. But then when you look closely, you will notice a very, very important piece of info. you notice that the deputy prime minister of the USB movement follows Ibrahim Traore on Twitter. Yes, Ngozi Orabueze is the individual who presented Simon's case officially to the desk of Ibrahim Traore. So the question here is, why will the Burkina Faso president pay or give a listening ears to Ngozi Orabueze? Well, just in case you don't know, Burkina Faso and the Republic of Niger are close allies. Yes, Niger Republic and Burkina Faso have formed their own union in West Africa. The president of Burkina Faso and the military junta of Niger, over the past couple of months have been working hand in hand. But at the same time, Nigeria, headed by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, have been having series of issues and controversies with the military leader of Niger Republic. This singular act has triggered the Burkina Faso president in the person of Ibrahim Traore, and that is why he has come out to tell the whole wide world that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, has not been treating the USB nation fairly. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, has been treating Simon, the leader of the USB movement, as if he is not in existence at all. Yes, and as we speak, Burkina Faso, together with some of his close officials and officers, are currently planning on a trip to Finland so as to meet the government of that country, Alexander Stubb, together with Simon, if possible. Yes, they are currently planning to travel to that country, something that most politicians in Nigeria cannot do. Yes, ever since Simon was arrested by the Finnish authorities, we've not seen or heard where any politician domiciled in the southeastern region of Nigeria has traveled or planned to travel to Finland so as to meet this man and probably strike a peace deal. Yes, nobody from the southeastern region of Nigeria has done that. But Ibrahim Traore, a president from a different country, is currently planning on a trip to Finland. So the question here is, why is this man so interested in Simon's case? Well, if you know Ibrahim Traore very, very well, you know that this man is actually against any form of neo-colonialism. Yes, this man doesn't want our colonial masters to somehow, some way, still have power or influence in African countries. And that is why this man has chased out the president of France. He has chased out all the apparatus, structures and institutions belonging to France in Burkina Faso. Yes. So Ibrahim Traore is on a singular mission to detach Africa from the rest of the world when it comes to neo-colonialism. And that is why he's so much interested in Simon's case. He wants to actually travel to Finland and get to see, and understand why he's been held in that country. Just in case you don't know who this man is actually very, very fearless. He's actually very fierce in his approach. This is somebody that most leaders of the world will actually listen to. Yes, most presidents of the world will actually listen to Ibrahim Traore because they know the power he wields and how ruthless he is. This man is currently a very close tie to the president of Russia in the person of Putin. Yes, Ibrahim Traore and the president of Russia have created a very strong bond between themselves. And for Traore to show clear support and to openly come out to support Simon, this simply means that a lot of things will change in the coming days and the coming weeks. Yes, things are going to change. Yes, the trajectory of the USB movement will drastically change from this point in time based out of the support coming from the Burkina Faso president. Anyways, moving on swiftly, still talking about the USB movement. 4 days ago, the deputy prime minister of the USB, in the person of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, came out to make a statement that many did not understand. She came out to make a declaration and to showcase a product that many are yet to fully grasp and understand why this product has been brought into the USB movement. Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, take a look at this publication or tweet coming from her, which was posted 4 days ago. It reads, "Breaking survival whistle. First batch of the USB survival whistle just arrived the USB nation today, which was on the 25th of April of 2025. Distribution to USB citizens will start as soon as logistics from the 40 state governors are in place. This will reduce forceful disappearance and unaliving in that region." Yes, showing right now on your screen is the survival whistle that Dr. Ngozi Orabueze wants to initiate into the system. Yes, when we saw this 4 days ago, this did not actually make sense, because how can a whistle help the USB citizens from being unalived by outsiders. Well, we had to do some digging and to do some investigation. We noticed that survival whistles are being used in the Western world. Yes, some countries of the world give this survival whistle in digital form to taxi drivers like Uber drivers, boat drivers, and all of those stuffs. They give the survival whistle to these drivers so that they can blow it in time of danger when they need assistance. Yes. So when we did our investigation and noticed that this is something that is being used in the Western world, we had to watch from a distance and see how the Deputy Prime Minister of the USB plan on implementing it. Well, 3 days ago, she came out to make a post. Showing right now on your screen is this Twitter post where it states, breaking, within few weeks of the full distribution and activation of the survival whistle in all of the 40 states of the USB, all innocent USB citizens rendered homeless by the Nigerian terrorist state living in the bushes will move back into their communities. It is a promise, and like I said, this is coming from the Deputy Prime Minister, where she believed that this survival whistle will be a magnificent feat in the USB region and when it comes to security in the USB. Well, we can't wait to see how the survival whistle will be used and implemented. We can't wait to see how efficient it will look like when food distribution kicks off. Well, anyways, moving on swiftly, a couple of days back, last week on Friday or thereabouts, Mr. Simon, together with his lawyer in the person of Carl Gumeros, appeared in the Pajahame District Court to negotiate their bailing conditions. But the government of Finland gave Simon 5 conditions that he must meet. But as we speak, Simon has agreed to 3 of the 5 conditions, which seems to be almost impossible. Yes, Simon has agreed to 3 of these conditions out of 5, and 2 conditions are still in negotiations. Yes, so if you want to see these conditions, the 5 conditions, and see the 3 Mr. Simon has agreed to do, we have a video showing right now on your screen that will show you every single thing that you need to know and understand. So click on this video to watch and understand. Click on this video and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching.